100 million people in Nigeria currently live in what is defined as absolute poverty, with incomes of less than $1 a day, most of whom suffer from chronic hunger. In the developing countries, more than one child in four is underweight. And in the poorest of these countries, every other child is underweight as well. Such children are at great risk to a disease, and many of them never become adults. The underlying cause of more than half of all child deaths in developing countries is malnutrition. Those that do survive to adulthood face a future that is likely to be scarred by hunger, homelessness, illiteracy, and unemployment. Hunger is not a natural condition. It is produced by human action or lack of it. And in a world that can produce more than enough food for everyone, its root cause is poverty. Joining us to discuss ways to strengthen food security through local manufacturing is Roberta Oyedokun, founder and CEO at Moped. Good to have you on Arise News.
Same here. I'm so happy to be here.
All right, very good. So, regarding Nigeria's current food crisis due to inflation and many other factors as well, what will be the role of local manufacturers such as yourself?
Okay, so the major role that we play in the economy right now is job creation, because the more food that we produce, the more jobs that we create for the people. This is reducing unemployment rate and also stimulating the economy. The second one is supporting sustainable agriculture, because we partner with especially small-scale farmers in their farms. So most of them, those food products used to waste because they don't have the facility to take it to the big market to sell. But we partner with some of these people, and then we say, give us the product from the farm, and then we take it. And of course, the export. We've also working on export, which is going to bring in effects to stabilize the economy. So these are there are so many ways, but these are just the three that I feel are very key right now.
But as part of the challenges we're currently going through, you talked about small-scale farmers, as it were. But if as you might be aware of, the security situation in the north, and farmers are not being encouraged to, engage in farming as they used to. So what are your thoughts in that regard?
Yeah, I think the government have to make farmers go to the farm, because that is the way all of us are going to have raw materials. But from our own end, what we do, we also support the farmers in ways of providing the funds that they need to pay for security. They need to guide themselves. So we don't just wait for them to farm. We support the entire farming process to make sure that they are in the farm, they are farming, and that they are not just farming, they are farming the right way. And these are some of the things that we do. But ultimately, I'm sure the government are working on making sure that every farmer is protected and they are doing their work.
Let's start it from this. My first question will be the fact that the cost of food is on the rise.
Okay.
Try and explain to us, or try and differentiate because the market people would always say that dollar they go up in the local parlance. And that is the reason why food
is also increasing.
The price of food is actually increasing. Talk to us about those factors that are responsible, insecurity, and also importation of some of the foods that we can actually source here locally.
All right. So one thing that we do at Moped is that we make sure that we produce with raw materials that are locally sourced. Initially, when we started, we had grains that were imported, but after all of the food crisis, we looked for alternative grains that are made in Nigeria that has the same nutritional values, and then we replace them and we focus on local grains and fruits and vegetables for our product. Then for the factors that are affecting the food insecurity and all the prices are mainly the effects, because you want to expand, you want to buy equipment, and equipment are really expensive.
But because now the big question, you don't buy equipment every day. Nor do you buy equipment every month. Because, for example, now, let's take a sack of gari, for example.
Okay.
A sack of gari, we know the production process of a sack of gari. How does the rise of the dollar affect the sack of gari when it is within a particular ecosystem.
Okay.
You're not exporting that out.
And because you use, Nigeria, we don't have light, so we use, most people use diesel for production, but I'm not going to be speaking to every manufacturer. What we do at Moped was that we plan ahead, and then we got renewable energy on time, even before the crisis. So our product has not really gone up high than, say, 20% since we started.
Wow.
So that is something I feel like the other entrepreneurs should key in. Even when you're buying the equipment, you should have to buy equipment that are renewable energy compatible, so that you don't have to be running diesel at every point. But if I have to support the other ones, I think that logistics also play a key role. The cost of moving this product from one place to the other also play a huge role. And so when the diesel or fuel or anything happen in that axis, is also going to impact on the cost of the product, the final product.
Very good, Roberta. But even before the food crisis, the trend has been going on. Why are Nigerians not patronizing local manufacturers? And what can be done to address this? How do we support the local industries? We've had these issues before now, even before this pension. We have a pension for imported items and all that. So, but here it is.
Okay, so I feel like it's just an assumption that has gone on for a very long time, especially while we could debate on maybe technology and machineries from outside the country might be better. That cannot be said about food, because in Nigeria we produce the best grains in the world. We also have organic farmers are very common to come by. This is something that you don't see, and it is not common in the West. To see organic farmers who are doing the right thing, who are farming according to the standards. So we have all of these things in Nigeria, and there is no way an imported product, especially for us at Moped, each of our products has the diversity that the children needs in terms of the grains, the fruits, the vegetables, and the nutrient packed that the children need to grow and thrive. So it will be almost impossible for a foreign product to match up to the standards that we've built in Nigeria here. But then I do not like to throw in blames. The foreign product has done a whole lot of communication and media, which the local products have not done, and that is why I am here to also send a message to let the parents know that the local food products are far richer than the exported ones, and that they should support and patronize us.
But can local manufacturers, suppliers meet the demand? Because it still beats my imagination why commodities like rice, chicken and turkey are still being imported in Nigeria. It's been banned to a larger extent, but we still see people jumping through hoops to have it come in because there's a market for it.
Yeah.
And the question is, can the locals meet this particular demand?
Yes, of course, the local markets can meet the demands of the country. Like we discussed earlier, we just have barriers that have been stopping us. Like when we started Moped 3 years ago, it was we had lots of barriers, like in terms of people accepting the product that it is good, in terms of even the wholesalers accepting to distribute some of these products, and because of the price. Like for example, when we say we have bananas inside Moped, we are not talking about bananas flavor, we are talking about real bananas, and we were making products who did not have additives, sugar and chemicals. And so you see an importer who will go abroad to ship in some products with chemicals and sugar who do not really have real ingredients, and then bid at a very lower price, and you will be struggling to meet that. As a matter of fact, I think the FX actually helped us, because right now the price of the original product like Moped is now close to some of the additive laden ones that they've imported into the country. So it's not everyone that has the patience to market, because when we faced that barrier, we started doing a lot of talking to let people know that what we sell is the real thing, is the original thing. We are not doing additive and chemicals. We are giving your child the necessary and diverse nutrient that they need to beat malnutrition.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about issues regarding what you've just alluded to.
Yeah.
But how do we sustain food security? Earlier on, you were talking about the issue of not having enough storage facilities, but this has been an age-long issue.
Yeah.
And to a large extent, some of these foods are allowed to waste. And then it beats the imagination that, okay, fine, when you talk about high prices of food, why would you allow those ones that are still lying in fallow to waste? Where there are hundreds of people that are hungry out there, they could just, and we're seeing, well, I may regard this as afterthought, when you see seized food items from customs and now being sold at subsidized rates to the people. What happened?
Okay, so like I said, logistics is a big problem in Nigeria. You can imagine if you want to take, we buy bananas from Osogbo and some of the villages in Osun State, and we understand the challenges that is involved in going to pick some of those products. So I think if we have good roads, having bad roads is also one of the problems, because sometimes you send your trailers there and they are having to stay. And of course, insecurity. So if we address insecurity, address bad roads, and also have a transportation system that people from the villages could just, send their product and then it will get up to the town. But what we are doing at Moped is not to wait for the government to address all of the issues. We go to the villages. We have agents who go to the villages where farming happens, and then we go into partnership with them. For every time their product is almost ripe, they let us know. So we go there and harvest everything and bring them down to the factory and to make nutritious meals for children.
All right, very good. We've been speaking with Roberta Oyedokun, founder, CEO of Moped. Many thanks for your thoughts on those wide-ranging issues. Apparently, we could talk about this for a long time, but time factor, we'll have to end it there. Many thanks for your thoughts on this.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.